Hello, and we're back for another episode of Oh to Be Whole. Yes, Oh to Be Whole with Camille Young. Just so happy to have you here with me on today. You've joined in for another Thursday for a new video, for some new content, and just glad you're here. Thank you to all of my holy rollers. I always got to give you guys a shout out. Thank you for being here and supporting me. My new viewers, also thank you for being here. If you hadn't already subscribed, go ahead and push that subscribe button, that little red button that says subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe there. Everybody else, be sure to hit like, hit share, as well as comment in the comment sections, So thank you again for being here with me on today. And we're going to dive right in. We're going to dive right in because today's topic is just like, yeah, I got to just go ahead and get to it. So today's topic is to get over one, get up under another, okay? Get up under another one. That's the rebound effect. Everybody has heard about the rebound effect, okay? I'll never forget, I was dating this guy, and he told me that his father told him that the quickest way to get over a woman is to get under another one. And I was like, huh? I had never in my life heard anything like that. Like that was something that a father was imparting into his son, that the quickest way to get over one woman and move on from one woman is to get up under another one. And you know what that means. And I was just like, who says that? Who does it? Who teaches their child that? I was appalled when he said that, and really that should have been my cue to run. Okay, I should have been getting on down and got out of that relationship just from hearing that. But I was like, what? Are you serious? And so I had never heard anyone verbalize it in that way. But as I pondered over it a little more, it's exactly what people do. That is exactly what people do. They go from one relationship to another relationship, packing on more baggage to carry and dump into their next relationship. That's exactly what they're doing. And it's called the rebound effect. Using someone else. You're using another person to deal with the pain of a previous relationship. And honestly, you're not dealing with the pain. You're just, holding it in and just using another person just so you don't have to deal directly with the pain of losing the previous relationship. And that is such, when I think about that, that is such an unhealthy practice, for so many different reasons. Not just the part about, using another person, but it's like you're connecting your soul to so many different people. I'm sure you've heard the term soul ties, all of that. But, when you do that, you go from relationship to relationship and you really hadn't, dealt with it. You're creating yet another soul tie. And usually when people think about soul tie, you're talking about a sexual connection, but it can many times, supersede just a sexual connection, having that emotional connection with the person. Also, it's a bad practice because you are not allowing yourself time to heal from the wounds of the previous relationship or breakup. You need time. I don't care what people say. And I'm not saying you need a year, 2 years. It depends on the depth of the relationship, but you have to give yourself a little wiggle room to kind of remove yourself from that previous relationship to make sure that, okay, yeah, it didn't work out. Every time, am I still looking to try to hook back up with them in a relationship? Do I still hold on to certain things that gifts that they may have given me? Really evaluate whether or not you have, empty yourself of that relationship before you move on to another one. Also, it's an unhealthy practice because you begin to build up walls and you're unable to really love. You lack the ability to be vulnerable. And I've used that term a lot here lately, in one of my previous videos, talking about vulnerability and being able to handle the vulnerability of a man. you keep yourself, the more baggage you build up, and the more walls you build up in from not healing from a previous relationship, you're keeping yourself from being able to be in a vulnerable state to truly love. You are manipulating the person in the new relationship because your intentions are bad at the onset. At the very beginning, your intentions are not good. For a person to say that, to get over one, you get under another, that you ain't really, you just using another person. You're not looking for another meaningful, relationship. You're not looking for somebody to maybe possibly marry or, share a lifetime with or anything like that. No, you're using them just so you don't have to think about the person that you just ended your previous relationship. You don't want to think about them as much. Or you may even be trying to hurt them and say, hey, it didn't bother me, I've moved on, which we know the truth. If you cared anything about the person, it hurts to end a relationship. But yet you're building up so many walls, that you are unable to deal with it, and you're manipulating the other person that you're trying to now get under, and that's just a horrible way to be when you haven't dealt with the pain from the previous relationship. You are causing an emotional scar or pain to another person because you're hurt. You're hurting. Really what you're doing, you're not getting over another person by getting under another person. No, you're only hurting another person when you get up under that person. And when we say get up under, we're talking about sexually. Or, even if it's sexually, it's emotionally tying to another person just because, again, you have ended your relationship. You're living in a place of fear and shame and misery. And again, you think nobody knows it. I don't know why people think that they can hide when they are miserable. Don't get me wrong. If you may have one interaction with someone, they maybe can hide it. Maybe a second interaction, they can hide it. But after a while, if you're around a person enough, you start to notice certain things. It begins to show up, the misery in their life by their conversation, by the things that they are saying and doing and how they're reacting to certain things. You recognize their misery, okay? You're sadly mistaken if you feel like you're able to hide your misery just because, you're able to go from relationship to relationship and you may put on a happy front. No, the truth will be revealed, and the truth is eventually revealed. And to live by this type of mantra, to get over one, get under another one, you are literally damaged goods. If you have that type of mentality, if that's how you really, really think, you got some real healing that you need to do. Okay? And really, after you watch this video, you need to go watch my video talking about heal from your trauma, because you need to go and be healed. You cannot have this type of mentality and be walking in healing. When you're walking in healing, you don't want to hurt anybody else. You're not interested in using and misusing anybody else. All right? So you need to go back and watch that video. And really, when you have this type of mentality, or you live by this mantra, you are lacking a level of compassion and empathy for others. All right? It's almost like you're to the point where you have no conscience, or your conscience is seared, and people like to call that, when you have a seared conscience, people connect that to the word narcissistic or narcissism. When you have no empathy, no compassion, serial killers and people who have pathological issues, behavioral pathological issues, they usually have a seared conscience or deal with that level of narcissism where they don't feel nothing for nobody but themselves, and that's really where you are when you have this type of mindset. And the Bible calls it to be a reprobate mind, to have a reprobated mind. You have no concern for anything or anyone else other than yourself. And to me, that's pretty cold-hearted, to think that you knowingly go in and draw somebody in just to get what you want, out of them. And you're allowing somebody to connect with you under the auspices of a lie. That's wrong. That is so wrong. And I understand, I'm not saying that, if you've done it once or twice, because, everybody has been in a place in life maybe where, well, I'm not going, I'm in this relationship, so you connect with somebody else really, really quickly. If you've done that a couple times, okay, everybody's maybe been guilty of that once or twice. But when this is an ongoing thing, this is a part of life for you, you just jumping from place to place and to person, there is something going on. There is a deeper issue that you are not addressing. Okay? And I want to warn you, actually, if you're watching this video and this is a behavior that you're practicing, I want to warn you that you are headed for an emotional demise, an emotional collapse, and emotional devastation. I have always been a believer that everything must come full circle, and whether that full circle is you actually get to experience it or see it for yourself, or it passes down to your child and they have to deal with something that due to you doing, that passed down stuff, those generational curses. You may not have to deal with it, but your daughter may have to deal with it. Your granddaughter may have to deal with it. And you may have to sit and watch them deal with it because of what you may have done to someone else. So I want to give you a warning for that. And also having this type of mentality can lead not only to emotional devastation, but it can actually lead to death. I don't know if you've noticed in the news, but domestic violence is high. And women killing men these days. Men are not just killing women, but women are killing men over these, you emotionally tied to somebody and then you just breaking up with them and moving on to somebody else. Those things can lead to death. You find yourself, in an entanglement and you end up dead because, you have not dealt, you chose to move on to somebody else. It could definitely lead to something far more devastating than emotional devastation. And I want to urge you, if you are this person, stop. Stop right now, okay? If you find yourself doing this, you need to stop it. Again, warning comes before destruction. So if you're watching this for a purpose and a reason. God put you on this page, oh, to behold, just to hear this for me to tell you to stop it right now. Also, I want to challenge those of you, if you find yourself always on the other end of being the rebound, if you're the person that somebody is always rebounding on, you need to take a few steps back, and need to do some healing on your own. You're always being the person who somebody is using because they just got out of another relationship. It's time for you to take a step back and deal with why, you're on the other end of this of people who are doing this all the time to you, because there's something going on with you that needs to be addressed. Again, so I want you to go back, and I know I've been promoting my other videos because, people have come to me and said, hey, this helped me and this stood out to me. I want you to go back and watch Heal from Your Trauma. Go back and go back and listen to that video because, on both ends of it, if you're the one who's doing it versus the one who is on the receiving end, both of you are dealing with trauma that needs to be healed. So go back and watch that video and really begin to uproot some stuff that's in you so that you will not continue to repeat this cycle. This is a cycle that needs to be broken in your life, and you need to break the cycle because if the cycle doesn't stop with you, it will be passed down from generation to generation. Okay. And I really want you to take heed and not fall prey to the lies of the enemy who wants you to continue to not deal with your hurt and your pain. The Bible talks about the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That's exactly what he wants to do to you. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. He has no love for you at all. And again, if you're on the one end of always being the rebound person or the one always going into a rebound situation, you need some healing. You got to get some healing for yourself. That thought of getting over one, you get over one by getting under another. That is not proper. That is wrong, wrong, wrong. Don't do that. Don't live your life like that. You're hurting a lot of people, and that will come back to hunt you at some point in time, okay? People, we got to do better. We got to do better, and when you know better, you should do better. Everybody doesn't do better just because they know better, but when you know better, you should do better. All right, so thank you again for joining me for this episode of Oh to Be Whole. Again, I hope this blessed you. I hope this encouraged you. I hope it made you evaluate your own life. I hope it will maybe prompt you to send it to someone else, to listen to who may be doing this. So again, thank you for joining me. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment in the comment section. Also, I have my life coaching certification. So if you want me to support you around your relationship or something that's going on in your life's journey, please reach out to me at otobewhole@gmail.com. That's OHTOBEWHOLE@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, God bless.